Today we will be going over the activity What's in a Name? I'm Annalise Reyes. Let's see here. Okay, so the grade level that this lesson is for is second grade. The time to complete would be approximately 20 to 30 minutes, depending on the time it takes for your students to grasp the content and feel comfortable with it. The TEKA we will be focusing on is ELAR 2.13C. The student is expected to identify and gather relevant sources and information to answer the questions. The lesson objective, students will be able to write a short paragraph about their name. They will research the origin of their names by using a baby name book or online name resources and by asking their parents. The materials that you will need to gather would be line paper, pencil, coloring pencils, crayons, or markers, blank sheets of paper with a border. Um, the book that you can use, you can also choose a different one if you prefer. I chose 100,000 Plus Baby Names, the most complete baby name book by Bruce Lansky. The book that we will also need for the lesson will be Alma and How She Got Her Name by Juana Martinez Neal, and you will need about 3 blank sheets of paper. So, introduction. Students will be instructed to sit around in a circle, preferably on a carpet in the classroom, so they can feel comfortable. So the teacher, the scripting for them will be, girls and boys, today we will be discussing the meaning of our name. Every name has a story to it. Each name has a different meaning and was chosen for a reason. Let us all think about our names independently. What feelings come to mind when you think about your name? Why are you feeling those emotions? So let's have a brief discussion. We will, as a class together, we'll go ahead and share our feelings about our names. Okay? We're going to read the book Alma and How She Got Her Name by Juana Martinez Neal. Please keep in mind these questions. How did your parents choose your name? Is your name a family name? If so, why? Who else in your family has this name? What would your name have been if you would have been a boy or girl? Do you have a nickname? And what do you like about your name? So let's go ahead and read our story. Hey, please take a moment to watch the read aloud Alma and How She Got Her Name by Juana Martinez Neal. You'll find the link down below. Thank you. Okay, so the teacher will ask the students to return to their desk. So everyone will return to the desk and she will ask them what they learned from the previous activity. So from our book and from sharing with each other about how we feel about our name. They will break into groups to share what they thought about. So what you thought about the book and your name and how you feel about your experience. So we're gonna go ahead and pass a handout called My Name Story. So we're gonna go ahead and fill in the blanks and the lines as an example. And then so the teacher will assist the students with finding the name, the meaning of their name. I'm sorry. So we're gonna find the meaning of our name and the origin by using our baby book, our baby name book, and also some online resources for searching for the meaning of our names. So the teacher will first model the activity by using a sample name that none of the students have. And then from there, they will go ahead and ask some questions to the students. So when searching for the meaning of our names, what did we use to find the information? So in this point, we're going to go ahead and mention that we used our baby name book. We also looked up the meaning of our names online and its origin. And we also are going to ask our parents as well, if we have the opportunity to be able to ask them really quickly and find out more about how we got our name. Okay, and this is going to be the worksheet that we're going to fill out. So it is called My Name Story. So as an example, we're going to go ahead and use the name Alexandra. Her name means defender of mankind. And then her name originates from Germany, Russia, and Sweden. She was given the name by her daddy. Cultural name conventions. So together what we're going to do is make a foldable. You're going to get 3 blank sheets of paper. It can be construction paper if you want. It can be blank sheets of paper. I'm going to use construction paper. Okay, so first what we're going to do, I do have a video that you can watch if you prefer to use subtitles. I'm going to show you while I'm on camera how we're going to do this. Okay, so you're going to start with your base. I'm going to use orange. Then you will go ahead and give it about an inch of a difference and overlap it on top of the orange with the second sheet. Then you're going to go ahead and go for the third. Give it about an inch of space and just overlap it on top of the 2. So it looks just like this. So it looks like that on both sides, more or less. Well, on the other side. Okay, so now that you have it looking like this, they're overlapped. What you're going to go ahead and do is flip it right in the middle. And just make sure you give it about an inch of space as well, just like you did for the others. And you're going to overlap it, just like this. So make sure that you give it enough adequate space. And you're just going to put a nice good crease right there. You can staple it if you prefer. So we're going to go ahead and staple it. So grab your stapler, and then you're just gonna as close to the edge as you can, just so you can give yourself plenty of space. Right there. So you see how my staples are? At the very edge, they're right there. And then on the other side as well. So I have a nice little foldable. So it should look just like that. Giving yourself about 5 tabs, because this is gonna be your cover. Please go ahead and take a marker or with your pencil. You're gonna fill it in. I would preferably say a marker or a crayon would be fine. I'm gonna use a marker. And please title it Cultural Naming Conventions. Just like this. Our students are going to have 5 labels for 5 different cultures from around the world. And under each one, we're going to have a brief description in the top. So let me show you the top for each one. So please assist your students, teachers, and boys and girls, please go ahead and begin labeling your tabs. And just watch as I do so. So the first tab, you can do Russian names. The next tab, I would recommend to label your tabs first before doing your descriptions. Spanish speaking. Hindu. And Hindu names is actually based in India, so I would recommend to either put it in your description or you can put it next to your tab if you prefer. I'm going to put it in my description. Chinese names. Okay, this is going to have to be. And it's okay if it's not perfect, just as long as it's legible. If you prefer to go back and overlap it later after doing it in pencil, that would be great as well. Okay, and it's going to look relatively just like this. Okay. Now, go ahead and flip it over. On the first flip over your cover. And now where it says Russian names, you're going to start your description. So in number 1, you're going to go ahead and put, so Russian names are they're made of 3 parts. It is going to be the given name, of the child, it is also going to be, as for the middle name, it'll be based on the father's first name. Patronymic, I believe, is how you pronounce the word for it. So that's the actual word for the middle name that is based on the father's first name. Forgive me if I mispronounce it. It's going to be the middle name. Okay, and then their father's last, and then of course you're going to have the father's last name. So similar to like us in America, we take our father's last name. It's going to look just like this. So please be aware you can also make it smaller. I just kind of made mine nice and big. You can do bullet points. You can do it in a full sentence if you prefer. I'm just going to do mine in bullet points. It's just like a brief referencing so you can understand how different cultures are. And then also, for the daughter's name, everything would end in A. Everything would end in A. So she can have the similar name as the son, and then from there the sister would have each name ending in A to show she is female. Yeah. For the Spanish-speaking countries, often children have 2-part first names and 2-part last names. So the father's family name comes first, and then the mother's last name. So children have 2 first names. And then 2 last names. Father's first. Then mother's. So it's going to look just like this. It's just a nice quick reference for the students to understand. And the great part about this too is that if you ever come across someone else, like a name different from ours, because people's name around the world are written different, please continue to label the rest of your booklet. For Hindu names, the child's name is based off of the Rashis, which is determined by the position of the planets at the date and time of their birth. For Chinese names, they have 3 characters. The first character is the family name, and then the other two characters are actual given name of the child. For Somali children, they have 3 personal names and no family name. So when someone is identifying them or calling out for them, they need to say all 3 names in order for that person to be identified specifically. Vocabulary would be origin, the point or place where something begins, arises, or is derived. Research, the systematic investigation into and study of materials and sources in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions. Culture, the customs, arts, social institutions, and achievements of a particular nation, people, or other social group. Conventions, a way in which something is usually done, especially within a particular area or activity. For evaluation, the teacher will evaluate the students by using a variety of sources. She will evaluate through guided questions, close monitoring, and informal observation. The teacher will assess the students' understanding how to research the meaning of their name. And as for assessment, the teacher will review the name story for each student to determine if they were able to follow directions and correctly find the information needed for the assignment. For the exit discussion question, please think, boys and girls, about how will hearing your classmates' name stories help you learn more about them. And then for homework tonight, boys and girls, please go ahead and write and illustrate the story about your own last name or someone in your family. And this is the letter that you're going to go ahead and take home with you today. It says, Dear families, everyone has a name and each name is special. This activity will help you learn more about your child's name. Please take time and complete the activity with your child. Discuss with your child the significance of their name and have fun. And down below, there are some websites that your parents can help you with to be able to complete the task. Thank you.